We are live, ladies and gentlemen. What's happening? It's your boy Rico, it's your boy Rev, and we are back at it again for a pre-game show. It's the BF pre-game show, folks. We don't even really got to get right in. Listen, there's no need for us to try to hype you guys up for this game. It's one of those situations where, listen, the proof is in the pudding. We know how important this game is. Salute to everybody tuning in right now, man.
Yeah, baby.
Buddy, Rev,
Yo,
Dallas Cowboys, Buffalo Bills, 4:00 game. I mean, this should be a freaking Saturday night game, Sunday night game, Monday night game.
Oh,
but
it should be.
They made it a 4:00 game for a reason. So, are you feeling good about this game?
Yeah, I'm feeling very good about this game, man. I was talking last night about my show. On my show, I was like, you know what? I believe the Bills are going to cruise in this game. I do. Not necessarily meaning that the Bills are going to just smack them up, but I don't think it's going to be as troublesome or as worrisome as many would think that it's going to be. I feel very good about this game. Very confident.
See, you and I see this game completely different because I not that I don't feel good about it. I feel good that we're going to be competitive, but we've got some disadvantages in this game. Obviously, big time injuries to Micah Hyde, which is, I mean, the glue that keeps this defense together. The glue that, you know what I'm saying, keeps us in uniformed unison, and chemistry is gone without Micah Hyde in the lineup. So now you have Taylor Rapp and Jordan Poyer kind of leading the way back there. It's tough. And then now you're going up against a high-powered offense in Dak Prescott playing at an MVP level. You've got CeeDee Lamb playing at an absolute monster level. And defensively, you know, these boys they're going to bring it. So not that we don't have the same firepower, but there's a little bit more firepower on the other side of the ball. So GW doesn't like how I'm coming with this. He said, "Yo, Rico, always." I'm not, man. I'm just telling you that this is we have a tall task ahead of us. I
think what neutralizes us is the weather right now. I think it kind of we already know. First of all, we know the story with the Cowboys, right? I mean, they are not the same team away from home.
No, they're not.
When they're in the comforts of AT&T Stadium in Dallas, in Arlington, Texas, they feel really good. They win. They're undefeated, 7-0. But the minute they step foot outside of AT&T Stadium, they're 3-3. Okay, and then when you look at the losses that they've had, like, they don't have a single win, and those losses come against teams below 500 record.
Correct.
Below 500 record. And so when you look at the Bills, I think the Bills are a much better team than their record indicates. And so you have to deal with the fact that the Cowboys are not good on the road. They're traveling far to Buffalo, New York. It's cold. It's wet. It's nasty outside. I saw little clips of the weather right now. I don't think these boys want any part of this game. And then you have to factor in the fact that they had crazy sickness, stomach bug going through the Dallas Cowboys locker room all week. You've got guys and coaches who've been sick and dealing with this, and so you have to figure that they're probably going to be dealing with a lack of strength, right? You know, trying to come back from that stomach bug and whatever. And so it bodes well for the Bills. And then on top of that, I would say this: the Cowboys aren't really playing for much. You know what I'm saying? The 10-3 record. I think they feel pretty comfortable about their playoff situation right now. They're looking at this game probably like, you know what? We can afford to lose this game. We'll be all right because, you know, but the Bills, on the other hand, they're desperate. The Bills are hungry. They're in playoff mode right now because they understand that every week must be a win. And so they're locked and loaded. I think both of these teams are playing for different reasons. You know what I'm saying? And that's what makes the Bills more dangerous and what levels the playing field in this game, in my opinion.
And I like it. And I have one of my homies that I told him that I'd give him a call, and I want to just, you know, feel the pulse of what his team is feeling like and how he's feeling. So, like, I mean, you mentioned the schedule, and the schedule is here, and it's interesting to go through the schedule to see what the Dallas Cowboys have done. Right? All right, so they open up the year with a 40-0 beatdown against the New York Jets. Then they go to the New York Giants, 40-0. New York Jets, they whoop them 30-10. Then they lose one to Arizona, which was like, okay, that's out of ordinary, but okay, the 2-1 Dallas Cowboys are going to be the 2-1 Cowboys, right? So then obviously they go to New England, put a whooping on New England. San Francisco, they get drubbed by San Fran. And then
Mhm.
obviously the Chargers took them. I mean, took them to a place that you mean it's going to be tough early in
2017.
the season. They're a
Yeah.
little healthier that time. So at that point, you're like, okay, the Dallas Cowboys are who they are. They're 4-2 team, and let's see what they go. Then they go on a run, right? They take on the Chargers. Obviously, they beat the Chargers 43-20. And then the Rams,
The
apologize.
Rams.
Then they lose a close one to the Eagles, and that was the best team that they played. And then they went on a run, a 5-game win streak. Giants, Carolina, Washington, Seattle, Philly. So they've got some good games, but like you said earlier, the games that they've won has been a good one because at home they're really good. On the road,
Mhm.
they're subpar. So this is the challenge that we face today. So my question to you, Rev, when you're looking at the offensive side of the ball, when looking at the Dallas Cowboys, what
Mhm.
worries you? What stands out to you that's like, okay, if Bills aren't prepared, this could be a long day for them.
Well, I spoke about this last night too. I think the matchup that I really have my eye on is CeeDee Lamb and Taron Johnson. I mean, we know that Taron he's one of the best or one of the better nickel cornerbacks in the league, but he is kind of sus when it comes to certain coverages. Like when he's playing certain guys, he is kind of sus in that regard.
Yep.
And the Cowboys have been moving CeeDee Lamb all over the field. They've been putting him in the slot a lot. And so if he has to get matched up against Taron, I'm concerned about that, about whether or not Taron is able to hold his own. I don't know if the Bills are
Absolutely.
gonna try to double him. So that's what concerns me. But I hope that Sean McDermott understands that you have to erase the number one guy. Right? We've seen it happen. We've seen it happen with Diggs. We can go
Yep.
back and when we see like last week against the Chiefs and how Steve Spagnuolo schemed to get Diggs out. So the good defensive coordinators who have the talent, they know how to scheme their number one opponent's weapon out of the game. So he's that guy. You have to scheme him out. If they're able to do that, I feel confident. But if not, then we can have some problems. Another guy though that kind of is like, we may have to make sure we take care of him too. Is their tight end Jake Ferguson?
Yeah, Ferguson's that
That,
dude,
that
man.
Ferguson's that guy, man. Like he's I think he has like almost 600 yards receiving. For a tight end, and he's doing really well and up in the seams. And my concern is again the matchups. Tyrell Dodson can we expect Dodson to get matched up on him? If so, he's going to get burnt. We already know that. So I'm thinking that the Bills should play more dime coverage. You know what I'm saying? Utilize Jordan Poyer in more of that linebacker role where he's able to cover a guy like Jake Ferguson.
Yep.
Because if he's matched up with Tyrell Dodson, again, it could be a long day for the Buffalo Bills. And so those are the two guys that I'm really concerned about, is making sure that we put locks on CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson. If we can do
I'm gonna
that,
agree.
we're
I'm
good.
gonna agree with you. Those are the two big ones that obviously stand out: CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson. Obviously, they got some nice role players in Brandon Cooks. That's also dealing with the illness. Brandon Cooks to me is an X
Yeah.
factor. Stretches the defense. We don't have Micah Hyde that kind of keeps that defense together. So that is where we could be susceptible to big plays or blemishes or play breakdowns. A lot of those things happen. The thing that I like about what the Dallas Cowboys does with CeeDee Lamb is he's not just your wide receiver where I'm just one place and that's it. That's all you're gonna get from me. No, they move this
Yeah.
brother to the slot. They move him outside. They move him to the left, to the right. They're even incorporating him in jet sweeps. Like they use
Yeah.
him like the weapon that he is. So it'll be interesting to see how we match up. I would love to see the veteran Rasul Douglas kind of get
Yeah.
involved
Yeah.
in getting some coverage on him. But I also, if you remember correctly, Rasul Douglas was also used in a way to neutralize, in a way, Travis Kelce when he
Travis
played the
Kelce.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I
Yep.
love seeing that. The length, the size of Rasul Douglas
Yeah.
on a bigger tight end to kind of, get him online and disrupt what Pat Mahomes loves. We've got to do the same thing with Dak Prescott. Problem is,
Mhm.
or I can't say the problem, the challenge with that is you've got a Dak Prescott that's got an amazing O-line. That O-line is
Yeah.
giving him the time. He's got all
Right.
the time in the world to dissect, to decipher what he wants to do on a defense. So this is where McDermott is going to have to come in and do big things. But for me, looking at the offense side of the ball, obviously I love what you said was taking away or trying to neutralize as much as you can CeeDee Lamb. And you're gonna have to beat us with other guys. And if that's the case, CeeDee Lamb is not a factor, but everybody else is. You know what I mean? So be it. That means our other guys have to step up. But if we do our job and McDermott has these boys pressed and he's got these boys ready, I think we got big things coming. Now, before we get into a little bit more, I have a homie of mine that I'm gonna give a call to right now. That's my man Ali. He's a big Cowboys fan, so he's expecting this call. So I told him I'll keep him on for a couple minutes and see what's going on.
Rico, what's going on?
G Bear, what's happening, brother?
Not much, brother. How are you?
I'm good, man. You know, it's always lovely to hear your voice, man. Is there confidence in your voice as we await this big game from the Bills and Cowboys?
There's always confidence in my voice. You know how I am.
Yeah, I do know. So talk to me, man. What do you like about your Cowboys and what they've done so far this year, and especially the last 5 games, because they're on a 5-game win streak. So tell me what they've done. Tell me what you like and the matchups that you like going up against the Bills.
What I like what Dak Prescott's doing. And this is all MVP sort of, everybody's all over him. Oh, Dak could win the MVP. I don't care about all that. That's just filler for me.
Mm-hmm.
He's just balling out. And I know that people are going to come at me and say, oh, he's playing against this competition. He's playing against that. Matter it's done.
True.
Regardless of who you're playing every week, you still got to go out there. You're still throwing the ball. These guys are still professional athletes. They're still going to come at you. They're not just like, oh, our defense is ranked, 25th in the league. We're just going to sit there and die and let Dak Prescott do what he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting it done. And on defense, they're getting it done too. Dan Quinn, he's got his guys playing high level. They're getting after the quarterback. They're getting turnovers, and it's fun to watch on defense.
It is fun to watch. I don't know, Rev. I don't know if you have any questions for my man Ali, but this is your chance to give him try to stump him, try to get him. You know what I'm saying? Try to make him vulnerable.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I want you to talk about the difference in the Dallas Cowboys at home versus on the road, and if you're concerned the fact that they're going up against their first team on the road that has a winning record.
Listen, their home record, spotless, flawless. They play great at home. Everybody knows that. They've won 15 games in a row since last year at home. They score like crazy. They turn the ball over. They get the other team to turn the ball over on the road. I hear you guys. Definitely
Al is breaking up a little bit. Al, you breaking up, bro? Mm-hmm. I don't know if we're gonna catch you. I hope we can catch you still if it comes back. Oh, you're there back. You're back again. You're breaking up a little bit. You're talking about you got to the part where great at home but on the road, and then we lost you.
Yeah, on the road, 3-3. The weather might play a factor into it. Dallas plays at home. It's a nice weather. The stadium's a closed stadium. This and that. They're not like a winter weather sort of travel team. But you know what? They got to put up and shut up. They just got to go into Buffalo, do their thing, and get it done, and not use any of these excuses. Do I think they can go into Buffalo and win? Definitely. I'm confident. They should be confident. They've been playing at a high level. Now, if they really want to be contenders in the NFC, they got to go in there and get that W. I know that's not what you guys want to hear necessarily, but that's just what it has to be.
G-Bert, I need to ask you this, man. So, I mean, obviously you have the confidence, and that's a great question, by the way, Rev. I see you tried to stump his ass on that one. Yeah, that was a good one. So, I'm looking at your squad, and your squad right now. Listen, they look pretty good, man. There's not many glaring weaknesses. But when you know your team, where if the Bills attack this person or if the Bills attack this area, this could be problematic. So where is that for you that you notice you watch your team? Where is that for you where you feel like, man, I can't.
I got that on one side of one player or one sort of, position group on each side of the ball. So Terrence Steele, right tackle for the Cowboys. He came off an ACL injury last year. He didn't play very well at the beginning of this year.
Mm-hmm.
The first game against the Eagles, he gave up 12 pressures, 4 sacks. People wanted him, replaced, essentially. And then since that Eagles game, he's played better and better and better. But the thing is, Big Leonard Floyd is going to be lining up against him, maybe even some Ed Oliver. If you can get him sort of having to move sort of side to side laterally, he doesn't move as good as he used to. I think maybe the knee injury, obviously, it's an ACL. He's only been a year removed from having the surgery. Maybe he still doesn't, to me, he doesn't move that well as he used to be.
Yep.
So he's vulnerable there. Dak got to watch that. Maybe they got to put it Schoonmaker and maybe Ferguson just to chip a little bit, help him out.
Okay.
Because against the Eagles, they sort of left him on the island, and he got absolutely smoked. And Mike McCarthy didn't make any adjustments at all. But since that game, he's played better, and they've helped him out a bit.
You're cutting out. You're heating up. You're heating up. You just cut out at the end, which I got. So like obviously right tackle, that's where you're kind of like a little bit. What about defense? Mm-hmm. What about defense side of the ball?
Defensive, it's the same thing as it has been for the last couple of years. Run defense, it's gone a lot better. But we're out Jonathan Hankins, big dude. He's usually our stuffer in the middle.
That's
now
right.
He's out for the game with that ankle injury.
Mm-hmm.
Mozzie Smith, first-round pick out of Michigan, hasn't played a lot. To me, looks a little slow off the ball, during the snap. They also called up Carl Davis, big defensive tackle off the practice squad.
That's right.
Big run-stuffing guy. He's got called up. So, I mean, you know what? They're going to have to step up with Osa. They're going to have our boy from Ottawa, Neville Gallimore.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit extra snaps. He's going to have to give him a little something, but same thing, man. The run defense just up the gut. It's been burning us the last couple of years. Hasn't been pretty, but we've sort of, got away with it this year a little bit. But I mean, with Cooks and even with Josh Allen, he's a running quarterback. He has 10 touchdowns this year running the ball.
Yeah, he does.
And that's not on all scrambles. That's like designed run plays. So for us, we gotta watch the running game for sure, because that can really burn us, especially in the weather. You know what I mean?
This is what's going to be really fun to watch is the weather. So I'm surprised. I was hoping that you're going to mention one name, and you didn't mention this one name. So DaRon Bland, obviously he's got 5 pick sixes. I mean he's broken records for the NFL, and the boy's hungry. He's hungry, and you got to give it to him. But whenever you're that hungry, there's going to be times where you try to swipe for some and you ain't going to get it. You're going to be swiper. You're going to be like Swiper from Dora. You know what I mean? Swiper. The minute you swipe wrong, it's over with. How do you feel about DaRon Bland, though? Do you feel good about him? You like him on that island by himself?
DaRon Bland. The thing is, you got to go back a few weeks ago when they played Seattle. DK absolutely torched him in the first half.
Yeah, he did.
You guys remember that?
Yep.
Okay, what did the Cowboys do after halftime? They switched him up. They put the vet Gilmore on DK. DK was quiet the rest of the game. Then last week, A.J. Brown, he had, I think, 9 catches for 94 yards.
Yep.
Nothing after the catch. Gilmore was on him like glue. So if I'm you guys and if I'm the other fans who are listening, I wouldn't be surprised if Gilmore's traveling with Diggs.
For sure.
And then you're going to have Bland maybe line up against Gabriel Davis.
I know.
Which to me is not a bad matchup. Gabriel Davis a bit bigger. He could probably body, Bland a bit. But you know what? This could be a game where Allen gets a little cocky. It's the weather. The ball gets away from him. Bland, you know what? I'm not going to say he's going to get a pick six, but this is a perfect opportunity for Bland. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'll tell you this though, because I mean we're already known for Josh Allen he's got 9 games straight of giving up an interception. I can't see it changing today, so it might be game number 10 with the interception. I just hope it's not one that takes it back to the house. That's for sure.
Dallas' defense is very opportunistic.
Yep.
They got some ball hawks back there. I'd look out for Marquise Bell too.
Oh yeah, I heard Marquise. He's gonna be back there.
In DQ's defense, he's a safety, sort of playing like the safety linebacker hybrid.
Yep.
He's got some ball skills. He's got some range. He is one to look out for because, if Josh Allen's picking up and trying to run, he's one that I would use as a spy.
I got you.
Spy Josh Allen out of the backfield when he's, on these design runs. He's got the range. He can run, and he's a sure tackler.
So this is going to be one of those games, man. So I need a score prediction from you, brother. What do you got? Or are you one that don't like doing score prediction? What you got?
No, I can do a score prediction.
Give it to me, brother.
Because of the weather, it's not a big deal. I don't know if it's supposed to be pouring in Buffalo, but it is supposed to be raining and cloudy and cold.
Yeah, just nasty.
This sounds like a, run first, pass second game to me. So I'm going to go 23-21. Nothing high scoring, not like crazy, fireworks. 23-21, Cowboys. Give me the rookie kicker, making like a 60-yarder at the end of it.
Oh man, not in this weather.
You know what? That rookie kicker's been on fire, and he's not just hitting like 40-yard field goals. This brother's at 55, 58, 59.
Oh, last week he hit a 60-yarder, 2 60-yarders, I think, and a 58-yarder or something like that. Something wild.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The weather might not, okay, fine, not a 60-yard field goal. You guys, maybe a 40-yarder for the win. There you go. 23-21 Cowboys. That could be way off. I hope it's a good game. And, like you said, I was talking to you earlier. You said you guys really need this win.
We do, man. And you said that the Dallas Cowboys need it.
To keep pace with San Francisco and Philly, I mean, I still have hopes for that 1 seed. I think Philly goes into Seattle tomorrow and maybe takes an L.
Well, it seems as though you guys are really battling to go for that number 1 seed. So I guess you guys have something to fight for. But I mean, as much as we need it, I don't think you need it as bad as we do. But I get it.
Yeah.
Number 1 seed, you want to kind of dictate who you play, I suppose, by getting the number 1 seed, getting that bye week. So we'll see how it goes, man. G-Bear, I appreciate you. You know I do. Always love, man. Listen, I've known G-Bear since what? High school? Ninth grade.
Yes, grade 9 football team.
That's it, buddy. So listen, man, I appreciate you, man. Good luck with your squad. I hope we come in and take this game. And I can't even say it's an upset because Vegas has us with the edge because we're at home. So like it's like you guys are going with the upset, but we all know this would be an upset if the Bills come in and win decisively. By the way, I want to know your thoughts on this one last thing. I had Mike Tenenbaum. He's the former GM of the Jets. Some bum. Anyway, he said 3 things are going to happen. The Dallas Cowboys are not going to punt. Dak Prescott's going to complete 82% of his passes, and the Cowboys are going to put 40 points. What are you in agreement with that? Are you like, come on, son, that's crazy?
Listen, if all 3 of those things happen, that'd be an amazing Sunday. I don't know. That's a bit far-fetched, you know what I mean, for them not to punt. I mean, they did not punt a couple weeks ago against Seattle. And I think last week against Philly, they only punted once. So, I mean, maybe he's onto something, but I doubt it. In this weather, balls are going to be slipping out of the receiver's hand. It's going to be wet. It's going to be, it's going to be like a run-first game. And you know what? Their running game is not what it was or what it used to be. So, I mean, I could see them, punting 3, 4 times, 5 times. Who knows? It could be a sloppy game. As far as, the completion percentage, okay, sure. But, I mean, that's a little far-fetched, 82% or whatever. I don't know.
It's crazy.
How he even came up with such a random number like that. And what was the third one?
They're not going to punt.
No, I said that.
Not going to punt. And 40 points and 82%. Those are the 3 things he said.
I don't know. I don't see either team scoring 40 points. Now, both teams are amazing. They both have great offenses. Dallas' offense is number 1 in the league, and they average like 32 points a game. But do I see both teams or either team scoring that much today? I don't think so. I think both defenses are top 10, and I think they're probably going to show it today. So, I thought it was going to be a low-scoring game. I don't think Dallas puts up 40.
I love it, man. But listen, I appreciate
maybe next week they put up 40 in Miami.
Listen. That's a whole nother ballgame, man. Listen, good luck with that one. You gotta face us this week first. Let's get through this game, man. G-Bear, I appreciate you, man. We'll definitely keep in touch. I hope your fantasy team did your fantasy team do well? Are you struggling right now?
We're in the quarterfinals today, and like I think I told you, I got Keenan Allen was out, didn't play. Oof. Jonathan Taylor's hurt too. Kincaid was questionable. I have your tight end, and I really like him, and I liked him for the Cowboys in the draft, but you guys jumped us for him.
Yeah, I got you.
I think I can pull it out this week, and Jonathan Taylor should be back next week. I'm number one in my fantasy league. So you don't never want to go out in the first round of the playoffs. It's not a good look.
You definitely don't want it. Kind of like the Dallas Cowboys. You don't want that. So if you make the playoffs, don't be bounced out in the first round, brother.
Yes, sir. You know how it is.
Yes, sir. All right, G-Bear. We'll talk to you soon, bro.
All right, guys. Thanks. Right. Take care. Good luck.
Peace. So that's my guy, man. G-Bear. We call him G-Bear because this guy was just a big old dude, man. Big dude, man. Yeah. So. Listen, man. There's confidence.
Good insight, man.
Yeah, it's a good insight. I like that. He came through, and I told him, "Listen, man, I just want you for a few minutes. I want to pick your brain." And he wasn't like delusional like my brother. My brother is completely delusional. He is. We gonna whoop that ass, and we gonna do this and that and that. So we have a bet. I gotta call him after the game, win or lose, and hopefully we're on the winning side of the football. This football game. So. I know a lot of folks be talking about, Rico only wants to talk about how good the other squad is. It's not about talking about how good the other squad is. We already know what we have. So we have to talk about the other squad. Now, it's about weaknesses. What weaknesses do they present? And my man Ali just said, you got to look at that right tackle, man. So if we could, you know what I mean, find a way to, you know what I mean, put some pressure and gain pressure, we have an absolute shot. Now the Dallas Cowboys right now are ranked number 1 in QB pressures. So Josh Allen is going to be busy. He's going to be busy. And I'm hoping that this old line is up for the challenge, because this game is going to be about the trenches. If somebody tells you anything different, cap, is going to be about the trenches. Who wins in the trenches? And a lot of the games are like that, but especially this one, because the Dallas Cowboys are known to have a very, very good line. They got Tyler Smith, and Tyler, and Tyron and Tyler, right?
Right.
You got Tyron on the left tackle side, and you got Tyler on the inside. So that already is solid. And you got a solid center. So that's a good old line, man. So we listen.
Yeah, they got a good old line.
Full. A lot of guys are going to have their hands full. Did you see the inactive list today, my good man?
I did.
How'd you feel about the inactive list?
I mean, let me pull it up here again. I got it right. I got it pull up right here.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, it's to be expected, right? I mean, we already knew that Micah Hyde and AJ Epinesa were going to be out. I mean, Jermaine Ifedi. I mean, come on, like none of these guys have been playing. Ifedi, Alec Anderson, putting forward. So all 3 of those guys, they have not been playing. So, I mean, it's nothing really shocking and surprising to me. I do wonder when the Buffalo Bills are going to decide to call up my man Playoff Lenny. You know, I know there's been a lot of guys that have been talking about it and been wondering when is he going to get a chance to play. But my man, Ty Johnson, he's been keeping him at wraps. You know what I'm saying? But
he has.
Yes, you kind of wonder if the Bills are going to have to rely heavily on the run game going into this game with the weather and trying to, because for me, I think that the Bills need to establish the ground game. They got away from it too soon for me last week. In the second half, they kind of got rid of it. And it allowed the Chiefs to kind of get back into the game, and it stalled out the offense. I need them to establish the run game more, against the Cowboys, especially in this kind of weather.
They do, man. And weather obviously plays a part, but have you seen the weather ever affect Josh Allen?
I don't think he's weatherproof. Josh is weatherproof. Yeah.
He's like
outside of that one crazy blizzard that we had, that win game a couple of years ago. He's weatherproof, man.
He is. You know what? I love the fact that you said he's weatherproof for real, because it don't matter what weather, he's going to do what he does. He'll throw the football, and as a receiver, you got to be ready. Now, speaking of receivers, this is the big one for me, this game. And I mentioned it last show, and I'm going to mention it again. The receiver position is so crucial in this game, because we just talked about how weatherproof Josh Allen is. Josh Allen is going to be Josh Allen no matter what, no matter where, no matter the weather. I mean, he's the winter soldier. He's that dude.
Yeah.
The winter soldier needs, his soldiers, to step up and do what they need to do. How you feel about the last 3 games of our guy Stephon Diggs, the last 3 games of our guy Gabe Davis? I mean, I can pull up the stats in just a second to tell you what they've done the last 3 games, but
well, just off the cuff, man, off the cuff for me, I'm not even concerned about Diggs, to be honest. I'm not, because
you're not concerned.
No, I'm not concerned, because he's going to get his, and this is the thing about it is when you're going up against defenses that look, you can scheme to get the number 1 guy out of the game. I mean, you can absolutely do it. Now, granted, there's been some things that I didn't like from Diggs, like the drops, the wide receiver screens, and he's dropping these passes. That's kind of uncharacteristic. I'm not really harping too much on him, because I'm like, all right, this guy, eventually he's going to get his, and really it's going to come up to Joe Brady being a little bit more creative with how they use Stephon Diggs, and understanding that these defenses are going to try to get him out, and because they understand that outside of Diggs and Kincaid, who is their secondary receiving option? Like Gabe Davis poses no threat. Since Dawson Knox came back, they almost got rid of 11 personnel, so Khalil Shakir is not really on the field a whole lot. So there's really nobody that they really have to fear outside of Stephon Diggs. So if they can just blanket him, then it's going to make it that much more difficult for him. So I'm not really concerned about Diggs. Where I am concerned about it is these secondary receivers and these weapons like Gabe Davis. I've talked about him ad nauseum on my show whenever I do my put up or shut up segment. Like he's on that list every single week because the guy is like a boom or bust player. And I like Gabe as a person, and like when he does well, he does well. But he's too up and down for me to be a wide receiver too, especially in a contract year, And so I need him to be consistent. But I think at this stage in the game, he is who he is. It is what it is. I don't really trust him a whole lot. I looked at like Deron Bland, and I'm thinking like, okay, this could be an opportunity for Gabe to really show up. I don't see it. I really don't. So to me, it goes to the other guys. Kincaid, Shakir, play that brother. Please play him. You know what I'm saying? And so that's kind of where I stand with the receivers. But I'm all right with Diggs. They just have to get him involved early and often and figure out ways to be more creative with him.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not okay with what Diggs has been doing the last 5 games, right? And let me, before I even get into Diggs, because it's not acceptable to me to have my number one receiver be limited to what he's been limited when he's not. He should never be. That's a combination of scheming him to get open and him doing what he's got to do. I mean, he's got uncharacteristic drops the last few games, not things I like. But let me start with Gabe Davis. The last 5 games. You want to know how many receptions he's had the last 5 games? Are you familiar?
Go ahead,
8
Jimmy.
receptions the last 5 games. And of the 8 receptions, 6 of those receptions came in the loss to Philly. So 0 receptions against Kansas City, 0 receptions against the New York Jets, 0 receptions against the Bengals, and 2 receptions against the Denver freaking Broncos. 8 receptions in the last 5.
That's unacceptable.
My goodness, man. So that part, somewhere, somehow, they got to figure that part out with Gabe Davis. Or Gabe Davis has got to figure himself out. Find a way to connect with Josh so you can get rolling again. He had such a good game against Philly. You think that, okay, he's back. That is the epitome of inconsistent. And I'm not here for it. Now, as for our other receiver in Stephon Diggs, see, this is where I have issues with Stephon Diggs, because last 5 games for Stephon Diggs, I can't say. 23 receptions the last 5 games. I mean, it sounds pretty cool, but if you think about it, not really, because you're less than 5 receptions a game, right? I need a guy like Stephon Diggs to have me 6 and above, at least 6 and above. 5 and below is not going to cut it. The last 5 games, check this out: 4 receptions KC, 6 receptions Philly, right? That's his best game that he's had in that game. Second best game. 4 receptions against the Jets, 3 receptions against the Denver Broncos, and he has 6 receptions against the Cincinnati Bengals. And in that 6th reception, he had one of them where they mistackled him and swung him further for him to have that big yardage game. So I need more from Stephon Diggs, and I know he's frustrated. He's a competitor. I know he wants to do well, but right now we haven't had anything from receiver 1, receiver 2 good enough for us to really compete against the teams that are going to be worthy enough down the stretch. I'm talking about playoffs. So we need something today. Today is going to be one of those games where, all right, brother, enough. Wash your hands of the bullshit that you had the last few games. We need you to step up today. But where does it all begin?
Right.
Trenches.
Yeah.
It's all about in the O-line, man. We gotta figure something out in the 100%. O-line. So let me ask you this. I asked you about the strengths. I'll ask you
to your point, Rick.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, like, to your point about the receivers, like, you also have to consider the fact of who they're going up against, right? I mean, Kansas City, we know that their defense is very good, and so like those corners on Kansas City, like they're legit, right?
For sure.
You've got him. You got Philly.
Nice.
L'Jarius Sneed. You got Philly with Bradbury and what's my other man's name? Slay. The Jets, they always give us fits, the Jets. And then even going back to the Denver Broncos, saying, so like those are some legit number 1 alpha corners. And so it's as good on good. And you want your guy to win those matchups more times than none. And and Diggs has, what I'm saying? But you can expect defenses like that with those kind of guys to really make it difficult for your number 1. To me, it's going to fall back to your secondary options, because if all you have to rely on is Stephon Diggs, it's going to be a long game, and you're going to lose. So that's when these other guys need to step up. You've got a guy like Gabe Davis. You talked about. I'm more concerned about that than I am with Stephon Diggs, because I can expect defenses to put coverage over Diggs, but I don't expect my number 2, who has who's not getting blanketed, who's getting one-on-one matchups because of the number one alpha dog on the team, and he's having 0 receptions in the game, multiple games. You know what I'm saying? That's where I am concerned about. Is that guy needs to step up on a consistent basis, not forget the whole big game, Gabe. No, forget all that. I need you every single week to give me something more than a goose egg. That's where it falls down to me.
You are 100%. You nailed that one, because that's exactly what we can't have, is that BS. And by the way, the freaking Carolina Panthers just upset the freaking Falcons. If you put money on the freaking Falcons to win out and easily beat the Carolina Panthers, you just lost a lot of money right now. The Panthers just
9-7.
9-7. 9-7 in a game. In a game where the stadium was 10 minutes before the game, they're talking about there was only like 100 and 150 people in the stadium minutes before the game. Minutes before the game. That is horrible. And the Panthers just took the game 9-7. Terrible. You got right now the Houston Texans facing the Tennessee Titans right now, and a minute and 30 seconds left. You got Houston with the ball right now, and they're marching. Devin Singletary just had a nice play right now.
We need the Titans to win that game.
We need the Titans to win, and Case Keenum's got these boys rolling. What? Case Keenum? Golly. So, we got some things going on. I mean, the Kansas City Chiefs, they were challenged by the Patriots, but the Patriots just don't have enough, and they're about to take that dub, which they really needed it. I expected the Jets to show up against the Miami Dolphins. At least show up and show up. They're just getting the brakes beaten off them, and without Tyreek Hill, and without Javon Holland, just a whole whack of players. They lost their starting center. Like, the O-line is in shambles, and the Jets get blanketed. What that's terrible embarrassment! What an embarrassment today. I mean, don't forget about how do you go from Zach Wilson throw for 300 yards last week to looking like you have some life to absolutely just getting beat? What an absolute joke the Jets are. Golly, I expected way more, man. I thought they were going to.
I hate the fact that we lost. I hate the fact that we lost that game. You know, that game in the Patriots. I mean, it's just more. It's like salt in the wound. You know.
Oh my gosh! Every time you look at those guys, salt to the wound, right? So, we're in the driver's seat of our own car. All right, and Cleveland is losing at least. At least Cleveland's losing. So that's a good thing for us in that regard. I forgot who they're playing. Are they playing an NFC team? I think they're playing the Bears. So Cleveland is losing to the Bears. The Buccaneers are about to take the Packers. That's going down. Listen, man. It's a weird.
Is the AFC East? Is it no longer in play since the Dolphins handle business? And then we're looking at. Oh man.
You know Patriots, what? It's still in play. It's still in play because the Dolphins still have to play the Dallas Cowboys. They still got to play who? They're playing another tough team.
Ravens.
They got to play the Ravens, and then they got to play us. So if things go the way they're supposed to go, most people expected them to beat the Jets. So we needed that to happen. We didn't want that to happen, but it did. But they got to play the Dallas Cowboys right after us. Then they got to play obviously the Ravens. Which is the number one team in the AFC right now, and then they got to play us, which our back is going to be against the wall, and we don't want to go and lose to the Dolphins. So it's still in play. It's still in play, but the most important thing is we got to win out so we can actually get to this get this whole thing going, man. Tremaine Edmonds with a pick 6. What?
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up, man. Yeah, shout out Tremaine. Pick 6.
Shout out Tremaine, man. All right, here we go. Tremaine making some plays out there. Now let's talk about this, man. Let's Where are our advantages for this team? Where can the Bills take some kind of advantage? Obviously, the weather being on our side could work. I said this last week. I think it's going to be, and you alluded to that a little bit, but it's going to be a lot of, I think, Ty Johnson. I think this is the Ty Johnson game. Not that James Cook is not going to be a factor, because he is, but we need that ground and pound, the guy that's going to be tough. Latavius Murray is going to do his thing. But I think Ty Johnson, this would be a good game for Ty Johnson. Versatile, can catch out of the backfield, can do all those things. Love to see it. But obviously, who it works well for, and that's our guy, Josh Allen. Josh Allen's got to come in. But where is our angle? What do we do? We have to attack the run play. That's our angle, man. Joe Brady's got to find ways to scheme and move Stephon Diggs around to find that matchup. It's like basketball, man. You want to get your matchup, you want to set some screens up and find a way to get the matchup that you want. And we need that matchup with Stephon Diggs and Deron Bland. And not that Deron Bland's a scrub. He's not. He's playing extremely well this year, and he wants that pick. But I want my route runner against a guy that is so hungry to get interceptions, he's going to blow some. And Stephon Diggs is that route running machine, so he's going to get that. But if Dan Quinn's smart, he's going to lock Gilly on him, make Gilly travel and go everywhere Stephon goes. And we gotta, you know what I'm saying, depend on others. And which brings me to your point. If we're going to depend on others, who is the others that we have to depend on? It's got to be James Cook.
It's James Cook out of the backfield.
Unanimously, it's got to be James Cook, right?
Yeah, it is. Like I said, I mean, you would hope for it to be a guy like Gabe Davis going against Deron Bland and really testing him. But Josh has to be careful with how he's testing him. You know what I'm saying? I would put like Diggs. I mean, not Diggs, but Davis. You know, like move him around. You know, inside have him give him some inside routes, not those out routes, whatever. Because that's where Deron Bland has been sitting there picking his poison. He sits back and he reads and he reacts. Absolutely. So I mean, and then I would do like I would put some double moves on him. You know what I'm saying? Get the guy jumping. You know, use that to your advantage. Double move that guy, and hopefully you can catch one over the top on him. And then it's James Cook. So to me, like James Cook out of the backfield, man, is huge. And I've been noticing this with Joe Brady is that he's being intentional with how he's using James Cook out of the backfield, you know. And I love that because when you look at where Brady came from, he was offensive assistant under Sean Payton. What did Sean Payton have? Well, who did he have? Alvin Kamara. You know what I'm saying? And how did he use him? And then you look at Joe Brady at LSU. Who did they have? Clyde Edwards-Helaire out of the backfield.
That's right.
And so I can see I like what Joe Brady is doing, and I think that if they continue to use James Cook in that similar fashion out of the backfield, you know, catching passes, that puts more stress on the defense because they can't cover everybody. You know what I'm saying? They can't cover everybody. So if we can get James Cook involved early, you know, and then try to bait Deron Bland, I like our chances.
And I'm gonna stick to that because I mean I'm surprised we haven't mentioned this person's name yet, but I mean we already know this person is gonna be a problem. Micah Parsons. What do you do with a guy like Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons this year alone, 12.5 sacks. He's got 27 QB pressures. He's got 14. I wrote it down the other day. He's got 14 freaking tackles for loss. Like the guy is a problem. And now you've got him that we got to deal with. What do you do with a Micah Parsons, man? Like what are you supposed to do with that? But that guy's versatile,
man.
He's he's got his foot in the dirt. He's got his hand in the dirt. He's standing up. He's playing like
he's everywhere, man. Like he is he's probably the best all around defensive player in the National Football League. He is that amazing. He's gonna get his. What I don't want to see is I don't want to see Joe Brady have Josh just standing in the pocket all day long. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that because that plays into their strength, their pass rush. They create chaos with the defensive line up front, you know, and then, you know, going back to like your boy had mentioned, their safety, they're going to have somebody spying on Josh. And so,
100%.
I need them to get the ball out of Josh's hands quick. That's how you negate the pass rush. I mean, you get the ball out of your hands fast, you know, and you move the pocket around, have these guys moving horizontally, have them chase. You know, ideally, you would like to have a semblance of a screen game, you know what I'm saying? But the Bills haven't really been all that successful with it, especially not the wide receiver screen. So you want to do some things to get the ball out of Josh's hands fast. That way he's not standing in the pocket and getting hit. Because otherwise it's going to be a long game. I mean, you can expect a guy like Micah Parsons, man, to be all over the field. Hopefully they got him circled. And your boy, you know, I saw you posted a video about. I don't want to get into it because I was going to talk about the video that you had posted earlier.
I'm going to put the audio in soon. So
All right, I'll let you go ahead and do it then.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, and I wanted to get into that because we're going to take into the strengths and the where we can take advantage and where we have some weaknesses. And right now, I think what Joe Brady, and I'm hoping that where he can isolate and try to scheme our guys open and have a huge game. And that's going to be, to me, it needs to be a James Cook side. Because, you know, like you said, If Josh Allen is on, Diggs is on, Diggs is going to get his. We know that's going to happen. We're going to scheme that brother open. But this has to be the James Cook Kincaid game. And I'm further ahead. And when I say this, I'm ready to now, I'm not saying abandon Gabe Davis. I'm not at all saying abandon Gabe Davis, but sometimes you've got to make the transition. The way we made the transition from Dalton Kincaid over, you know what I'm saying, Dawson Knox.
Yeah.
We've got to make that transition to obviously Khalil Shakir over Gabe Davis. Like it's all about production. And if you're not producing, and this is a results-based freaking league, you've got to produce. And Gabe Davis has not been producing the way we need him to. It's just a fact. And right now, the last 5 games, I told you, 8 receptions. The last 5 games for our guy Khalil Shakir, he's got 12 receptions. So continue to feed him and start to give him the spotlight a little bit. Gabe Davis has to take a seat and let this young man do what he's supposed to do. And we will find out. The same way they experimented with bringing Andy Isabella and saying, you know what, Deontay Hardy, sit your ass down. We want to try some. Well, guess what, bitch? We're going to try some with Khalil Shakir over Gabe Davis. Like, we got to do something. I'm not saying abandon Gabe Davis all the way through. But there's got to be somewhere where you got to tweak the offense a little bit and see if we can move the ball a lot better with someone that is a little bit more nimble, a little faster, and that can get downfield and is all about the yak. That wants to catch the ball, go.
Yeah.
Right? So we have our strengths in that way. So if we can scheme our way around that and have the time to do that, which is great. What bothers me is what we have on the O-line. And right now, Spencer Brown is going to be going up against, Lawrence.
Boy.
D-Law is what they call him. You got D-Law that's going to be coming from the other side. And you got Michael Parsons that's going to have Deion Dawkins occupied often. So you think the interior is where we're going to need the most. But if you guys are familiar with the draft process, there's a content creator by the name of Vach Lombardi. And if you guys are going to sit there and think that Vach Lombardi is some kind of scrub, by the way, the Cleveland Browns just tied the game up at 17 apiece. So what's a 17-all game? We wanted Cleveland to lose, and right now the Bears, with 3 minutes left, just let these boys score. So we'll see how that plays out. But the O-line is going to have their work cut out. Everyone knows it. We know what's on that defensive front for the Dallas Cowboys. They lead the league. That Dallas Cowboys in the last 6 games, they lead the league in turnovers, takeaways. They got 21 takeaways. I think they're 6th. They don't lead the league. They're 6th in taking the ball away. So they're opportunistic. And in order to be opportunistic, you got to put pressure on the opposing team's O-line. So I'm sitting here listening to Vach Lombardi go, and he's a Dallas Cowboys content creator, and he's talking about the Buffalo Bills and what challenges they present and so on and so forth. And I want you guys to listen to this audio and give me your thoughts on this audio. It's quite bold, if you ask me. It's quite bold. There's a few clips that I want to play out. So here's one of them. This is a 53-second clip, and then I got some more for you guys.
We got it done today. Today we're gonna. But we got it done today. Today we're going to talk about the Buffalo Bills, their offense, their defense, some of the things that make them tick, and some scrubs that we can find, and some particular matchups if y'all want to get into it. All right, chat. Y'all all right? Chat, y'all ready?
Oh, I can't wait to talk about this one particular player on their offense. Oh, I can't wait.
Some of the running back?
No.
Oh, the scrub?
So you're hearing these guys talk about the scrub. What's scrub? And you're like scrub. I mean, the last time I checked, I didn't see Buffalo got no scrubs on the squad. I was like, oh, now I'm tuned in. Who the heck they talk about being a scrub?
Yeah.
And they say, we talking about the running back? I was like, James Cook? I was like, nah, they can't be talking about James Cook because James Cook's been cooking. So what are they talking about? Check this out.
Oh, you talking about you talking about the right guard? Oh, I can't wait.
I just want to hear your breakdown on this, gentleman. Go ahead.
God, they beat the shit out of him too. Guy, his slow foot ass give up some pressure, and I wouldn't dare be told you so, guy. But they be running circles around that big foot ass boy, and also Diggy is gonna have a day.
Yep.
But we'll get.
Yep.
It all starts with Josh Allen, though, right, Scott?
Indeed.
So they talking about this big slow foot ass right guard. Y'all know who we're talking about. He's talking about Osiris Torrance. And if we are going to keep it a buck, you've noticed that, Osiris Torrance has hit that rookie wall, if you will. Now, I'm not going to sit here and talk about, oh, he a scrub. No, he ain't no scrub. He definitely ain't no scrub. But I will defer to guys that do film study. I will defer to guys that do college film study. And Vosh Lombardi he knows, he does breakdowns of every collegiate athlete that gets drafted and goes to the league. So he knows quite a bit about these rookie guys that are coming in. And he's saying slow foot ass, big ass dude in Vosh Lombardi. My goodness. I was like, I can't believe
that was funny. I ain't gonna lie. That was funny.
I was actually taken back by that. I was like, okay, no. This can't be for real. So they keep going. Check this out.
Shouts out to them. You know, Deion Dawkins is a dude. You know what I mean? Shouts, whatever you want to do, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Spencer Brown. You know, we're gonna do our thing there.
He's not good. Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna definitely do our thing there. Connor McGovern might be they best offensive lineman, guy, which is hilarious or whatever, but I ain't gonna say nothing to him. They got a center, Mitch Morris, he's what a center is in the National Football League. He's not as good as Tyler Biadasz or whatever. So we're gonna find our way. Scott, let me tell you something. And this ain't me being told so, guy, because I don't care about being right. I think I'm right a lot. You know what I'm saying? And you can sit up here and let these Bill fans convince you that this character, since drafting him, boy, he's Scott.
Not lately.
Scott, we're gonna beat the fuck out of Osiris Torres. Scott. Let me tell you, man, my scouting report on Osiris. First of all, he huge as hell, but his power does not correlate with him being huge as hell. You know how like DeJuan Jones huge as hell, but he at least strong and can move good. Osiris Torrance just big as hell, but I don't even think he all that strong and he don't all that move good. Not great with his hands. What he's really good at is being big and in the way. If A-gap is however many feet, you just want to hope that his body can fit in that. His feet are incredibly slow. Incredibly slow. And I imagine for a Buffalo Bills fan, that can be frustrating in a way that, hey, if you want to get a big guy with slow-ass feet, you would hope that they powerful, Sky. Not going to be able to do it. I've seen people run around him and through him. A lot of people want to make it seem like, oh, he's a solid pass game character, but no. Vach ain't going for that. And you would think because he's a big, heavy dude that he'll probably be better in the run game. No. Because he's not good with like body positioning and all that, Sky, because he's big as hell and he got slow-ass feet. Sky, if I had to take advantage of a matchup on this line here today, and listen, I just want Jonathan Hankins to just concentrate on being healthy and resting up. I'm trying to see Oso Digizua. I'm trying to see Chauncey Golson in them. I'm trying to see Neville Gallimore. I want to see them.
So he was like, I want to see them go after him. I want to see them put pressure on him. So I'm going to let you listen. The game's going to start shortly, but I need you to give me your thoughts when you hear that, because I hope Bills fans hear that. I hope Bills players hear that and hear the disrespect coming through, and they prepare to maul these boys and really show them what's really good. Oh my goodness, I need to hear that. Look, what are your thoughts when you hear that?
Yo, first of all, I mean, it was funny. I ain't gonna lie, like I was laughing when about him talking about him.
Oh hell yeah, it was funny.
Big, it was funny, man. So, but he ain't had to do my brother like that, man. Like Torrance, you know, he ain't a scrub. He's not a scrub. Now he's a rookie, and who has hit his wall. And we seen this with a lot of guys, man. A lot of rookies, man. We saw it with the Greg Rousseau, his rookie year. Yep. He hit a wall. That don't mean he a scrub. We saw what happened, in year two, and now what he's doing. And so this guy, man, look, he just needs more coaching. Okay. But once, what I like about Torrance is he has a base. And I'm not just talking about like just how big he is, but once he's able to lock his base in, he's hard to move. And so that's what I go off of, man. Now, I concede to guys who study a whole lot of film, yep. but let's not pretend that Vach is not a Cowboys fan either. You know what I'm saying? He's a diehard Cowboys fan. So his takes, could be a little biased. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'll just leave it at that.
I will say this though, man. I would like we said, like we don't do the film study. We don't get into all that, but I've been listening to Vach for years now, and I've trusted a lot of the things he's said. Not all analysts are correct. Sometimes they have certain biases. Mozzie Smith was supposed to be that dude, but Mozzie Smith ain't shit. But you mean they were bigging up Miles Smith like he was going to be that guy. So, but man, if you're Osiris Torrance, you hear this? Oh no, it's on. But and here's the thing: he's a rookie, so he's gonna he's gonna get better. He's gonna improve on the things he needs to do, and we already see the potential that he already gives the squad. But if you are the Buffalo Bills and you hear this stuff, man, you want to anchor down, you want to be sound, you want to be communicative with your guys, and you want to get going. Deion Dawkins is going to get busy. He's going to have his hands full. Spencer Brown has not been the liability we thought he was. Has he been flawless? Heck no. But he's not the liability that we thought he was going to be. I mean, he's got his moments. And you're looking at a rookie at right guard. It's a long season. These collegiate guys play, 13, 14 games? If they're lucky. This is a long season. So they're still trying to get used to how the game is played. So when I heard that, I was like, ooh, I hope he hears that, man, because we're going to have to whoop some ass today. We're definitely going to have to whoop some ass today. That's for sure.
Man, like I'm looking at a clip, man, from Torrance, a few months ago against the Jets, and he pancaking the heck out of Quentin Williams. I mean, and it's not like he has help. He's doing it. Torrance, man, as a rookie, he's doing very well, and it's just a matter of time before this guy comes back into. I mean, he gets into his own, and he proves everybody that hey, man, I am who they said I am. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't worried about it. I think Torrance, and I hope Torrance hears this. I hope he heard it and watched it.
I hope somebody gave him some kind of heads up. Hey, y'all hear that? Or a family member. But listen, Vach is good at what he does. And if he says that, slow feet, all that good stuff, listen, I'm not gonna say it's cap because there's probably some truth to it. So rookie, and like you said, don't forget he's a Dallas fan, so he's gonna really poke and prod at where our weaknesses are. But let's keep it a buck. If you look at the last few weeks that Josh has been playing, there's been some pressure on Josh. There's been some moments where you're like, what the hell happened? Why is he out of the pocket so quick? Why did he get sacked like that? And you're like, oh, Osiris Torrance. And I think the Philly game, Osiris Torrance had a rough game against Philly, especially in the second half. So there's gonna have to be some improvements, man. Like I'll let you read what Silas saying right there.
Yeah, Silas comes in with a super chat. He says, Vach is he's really good with prospect evaluation. I think he's right and wrong here. On both sides of Torrance are elite athletes. Torrance will be fine this game. Go Bills 27-19.
And listen, and that's what I'm saying. Like you want to give these guys credit that they do their job, but at the same time, he'll be fine, man. He's gonna work through it, and I hope he's got motivation to know that. I got to improve, and I hope these boys know how big this game is. This is a massive game. We need to come out and handle business, and we just can't turn the ball over. So, give me your keys to this game. I'll give you my keys to this game real quick, and then we can, head out and prepare for this game because it's a big one.
Yeah, definitely. So, it's going to start in the trenches, man. Like offensively for the Buffalo Bills, they have to make sure that they identify wherever the heck number 11 is. Micah Parsons has to be circled, highlighted, put asterisk right next to it, whatever you got to do. Make sure that you don't let that brother have a free, a path to Josh Allen. The offensive line has to step up this game if they want to, have any success in this game. And that's in the pass game and on the ground. You know what I'm saying? And so make sure that Josh is protected. Secondly, I'm going to flip it to the defensive side of the ball.
Yep.
And I need them to find a way to slow down CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson. I understand that we are without Micah Hyde, but and I'm curious to see who's going to step in. I don't know if it's going to be Taylor Rapp or if it's going to be Cam Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that No. I think we all could agree on that. No, I don't want no Hamlin. Give me dime. Play dime. Put Jordan Poyer in the box on Jake Ferguson, and put Cam Lewis back there in safety along with Rapp, and I'm good. So make sure that we do that on defense. Key in on CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson offense. Make sure that we keep Josh upright.
Definitely got to keep Josh upright. I think that's a consensus key to this game. The trenches got to be it. Defensively, we just can't let Pollard take over either. We want to talk about CeeDee Lamb and Jake Ferguson and all these good and Gallup and all that good stuff. But don't forget, this O-line is a heck of an O-line, number one. Number two, they got an explosive back in Pollard. And right now, we rank 16th in stopping the run. So, and these boys run the ball very well. So we just can't have Pollard just dictate and just run the clock and keep us off the field. So defensively, we're gonna have to shore up in that interior line. But it's tough because that O-line of that Cowboys team is legit. But at the end of the day, in order for us to have a shot, we've got to make these guys, I wouldn't say one-dimensional, but Dak Prescott's going to have to use every other option he's got. And the two guys that we've got to body up against is obviously CeeDee Lamb, but how we stop them, I think we need to sprinkle in. McDermott's got to be exotic. It's McCarthy versus McDermott. McCarthy ain't no joke. He's up for a he should be nominated for Coach of the Year, at least part of some of the nominees. And he's got these boys playing. So
yeah, he does.
You're coaching, your back is against the wall, brother. I mean, you got a nice win last week, but that's last week. This is this week now. What you gonna do when the Dallas Cowboys are coming to your hometown and your dirt? How you gonna neutralize? How you gonna stop them? They're averaging 23 points a game on the road. They're 3-3. Fam, we got to come out here and do business and handle business. So we'll see how these boys play out, man. So this is the end. This is the end of the show, folks. I'm gonna let Kingpin set up. Go ahead and join the YouTube channel while Kingpin set it up for this game. The game doesn't begin for another 15 minutes. So you got
a question for you though, man.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got, bro?
Hey, I got a fantasy question because like the game is about to start, and so I need some fantasy advice. All right, so I'm in the playoffs right now, and I'm ahead. I need to know who I need to start in my flex. So I'm in a PPR league. I've got two running backs. I'm starting. I got Saquon Barkley and Mostert. I started. I shouldn't have started Barkley. He's not giving me anything, but Mostert's doing well.
You started
Mostert.
You started Mostert. Okay.
Yeah. Mostert and Saquon Barkley are covering my backs. Okay. But my flex, I've got DeAndre Swift or Tony Pollard. You know what I'm saying? And so that's a tough one, man. Like Pollard, he's been doing well, but I don't know. I'm trying. So like I've got Pollard on the bench. I'm like, yeah, I think the Bills are going to stop the run in this game. But
who's Philly playing?
Philly's playing the Saints. No. They're playing Seattle. They're playing Seattle Monday night.
They're playing Seattle, and I don't know if you know this yet, but Jalen Hurts may not be able to play that game. So they may depend on Swift to run the football because he's feeling an illness and he's gotten worse. He's not getting better. So keep that in mind. So I'm leaning towards Swift.
Yeah.
Because Jalen's not going to be there, so they're going to depend on the run a lot. So he's going to have to be that dude. So that's my advice. You guys sound off in the chat. Let them know what you guys think. DeAndre Swift or Tony Pollard. Who do you start? Obviously, Pollard going against the Bills this afternoon in about a few minutes, and then you got Swift up against who they're playing again?
Seattle. Seahawks Monday night.
See how that plays out. Shout out to my man Silas. Appreciate that super chat, Silas. We appreciate you, bro. Silas says this has to be the big Ed Oliver game. My goodness, are you ever correct on that? Give me Cam as the Hyde replacement. Cook, Johnson, Murray, Knox, and Kincaid should get a lot of work. Man, I hope so, man. I hope so. Yeah. And Cam Lewis, I like Cam Lewis. Cam Lewis Cam Lewis, man, this guy, he's underrated, man. I like Cam Lewis. I think that had health been a lot better, I think he would have been bigger than he is now, but he's got an opportunity still. And I think that he's a ball hawk. He's a ball hawk, man. Coming out of UB, he was known for creating turnovers, punching the football out, and being opportunistic on getting the ball. So if he's the one that they decide to put in there and sprinkle him in alongside Taylor Rapp and Jordan Poyer, I'm all with it. So appreciate you, Si. We do. And looking forward to that Spaces, bro. You know how it is, man. Yeah. So that's it for us, man. Give me a score prediction, man. You got one, or we're gonna keep it mum? We're not gonna do score predictions.
Yeah, no, I had one last night. No, I'm gonna give you mine. I think the Bills gonna come out with the win. Yeah, I think I had it 28-20 Bills.
28-20. So you have it at 28-20. I have it at I ain't giving no damn score prediction. I just need a damn win. And that's how I'm feeling about it. I don't feel good about it. And I'm gonna keep it.
Oh man, come on.
Yeah. So folks,
Titans in overtime right now.
They're going into overtime. So folks, guess what? It's about that time, man. We hope the Bills get a dub in this one. We need this dub. It's gonna be a jovial day, and we get it, and we get it popping, or it's gonna be one of those games where everything goes absolutely wrong, and we just look outmatched. I just don't think we're not that team to get outmatched. I think we match up well. I think we're going to do well. James, listen, all we just need to do is limit turnovers, limit big plays. We got this, man. So it's the Bills versus the Dallas Cowboys. We need this one. This week did not fare us well. Teams that were supposed to lose did not. But guess what? We have to do what we have to do. Control what we control. And that's how we go from here, man. So ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Rev. It's your boy Rico. It's the Buffalo Fanatics BF Tailgate Show. Rev, I always appreciate you, man. Fire show every time we come
Anytime, baby.
So, until next time, folks, it's the Bills. It's the Dallas Cowboys. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. Join my guy, the Kingpin, right now in the chat. And after this, and it's a live show. Folks, we'll catch you guys post-game. I'll see you guys. Bills, Dallas, let's go. Go Bills.
Go Bills.